Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's your friendly neighborhood, Natman2939, and this is a bit of a weird one today. And in a few seconds, you're going to see some Fortnite footage, and it's going to look like I'm playing Fortnite, but I'm not really playing Fortnite. I'm basically just wandering around the map and venting because I really needed to, and hopefully you understand why. So I basically did that because I didn't want to make some big official video. I didn't want to have to edit other than just this tiny little bit right here. And I just wanted to say my piece. And hopefully you understand. I'm sure some people won't like it. Most people probably won't even watch it. And that's okay. But I wanted to say what I had to say about what happened to Donald Trump and how he was almost killed and the way people have responded to it, which is just sort of hit me a certain way. And anyway, I hope you guys are having a good one. I hope anyone who hears this knows that they're loved, and peace. Which is probably not the place to talk about it, and I don't really care because I don't feel like editing other I don't feel like editing other images on top of this. So I wanted to, even though I've actually had some other videos made before this, like wins and stuff, I wanted to make this one first, and put it out first. About what happened Saturday, July 13th. That shit was so fucked up. I was asleep. My brother woke me up, my roommate, and said Trump got shot. And first I just almost went, I was like, oh my god, I was too tired to hardly comprehend it, but I was like, what did he just say? Before I could think the worst, he said, oh, in the ear, he got shot in the ear and he's fine. I'm like, oh, thank god. And it's just so crazy, man. And I want to tell you guys something. The fact that he was shot at is one thing. It's bad enough. But what really makes me sad, and the reason I wanted to talk about it, is because I've seen some really disgusting shit over the last couple of days. People saying, obviously, a lot of people saying, oh, I wish the guy hadn't missed. Which, is absolutely disgusting, dude. No matter what you think about this guy, he's the father of multiple children, the grandfather of multiple children. He's a husband. I don't give a fuck if you think he's a piece of shit. You don't wish for someone's head to get blown off. And if that wasn't bad enough, you got these people who are even happy that firefighter got killed. Can you imagine that? They're literally saying that they're happy this firefighter got killed. This dude was just, he was just a supporter, but he was a firefighter, he's a hero. And he died trying to save his wife and his kid, but just, you care about this? What for? What are you mad about, huh? You bought into all this bullshit that he's Hitler? Because he's not. That's absolutely nonsense. The media's hyperbole has led to this, and it's really terrible. They should be sued like a motherfucker. Because that hyperbole is the reason that people say stuff like that. But even, I can't even say even if you believe it, because there's no reason to. You'd have to be fucking retarded. But because what are you gonna sit there and say about his platform that is Hitler-like, huh? Who's he putting in concentration camps? Oh, you talking about where you put kids in cages who are legal immigrants? No, that was Biden. Biden did that, you idiots. So what the fuck are you mad at Trump for? For doing the same thing that he did? Huh? And what do you want the firefighters to die for? What is wrong with you people? It's really sick, man. It's really sick. And I think people should take a long, hard look at themselves over stuff like this. Like, is this who you want to be? As people? And if any of what I'm saying pisses you off, get the fuck off my channel, dude. If the idea that I'm not okay with somebody being killed upsets you, go away. You're evil. I don't want you to die either, but you're evil. Go away. And yeah, that's just the way it is. Sad. Ooh, that was a blue chest. Yeah, so that's the part that really depressed me. I went, you know, because they said that the guys, this firefighter's last tweet was, you know, to the infamous Trump supporter, you know, named Cat Turd on Twitter. He basically just makes like funny tweets. And I found the tweet and I read the quote tweets because I was actually looking for some uplifting stuff. I thought people would say, you know, like, God bless you, rest in peace. Unfortunately, PlayStation's recording system let me down and skipped way ahead, so I have to sort of re-record this part. I went to the quote tweets looking for messages like, God bless you, rest in peace, and instead found a bunch of people making fun of him, saying, hope you had fun, LOL. How'd that work out for you? Ha ha ha. That's what you get. That's karma. And it's like, this dude's just a supporter. What the hell is wrong with you people? Which is basically what I'm about to get into next. Oh, and a little more context for what I'm about to say next. Because you're about to hear me say, I don't wish harm on them. But what I was saying, if PlayStation's recorded correctly, was these people saying such evil things. I'm basically saying that what they were doing is so evil. It's just so evil. It's so disgusting. It's so heartless. And then I was about to say something along the lines of, and I don't wish harm on them, but hopefully he gets the rest of it. I don't wish harm on them, but I wish that they would I wish that they would realize how evil that is. Because when something happened to somebody you love, what would be your excuse then? I don't want anything to happen to people you love, but maybe you would realize when, I don't think they would ever have the presence of mind to think something like this, but like when George Floyd died, these people were probably crying about it, and they were probably getting mad at anybody who was laughing, but they're doing the same thing. When Palestinians are being bombed, they're probably upset about that, but these are probably the type of people upset about that, but they're doing the same thing. We're all human beings, guys. And if you want to, you know, not vote for Trump, fine. Vote for the other guy. But wishing death on him, wishing death on his supporters, being happy about it, saying, oh man, I wish the bullet hadn't missed. You're so ugly on the inside. I can't imagine. It really makes me sad. Like, please do better. Like, please think of, like, just take a step back and imagine if someone was talking about someone you cared about that way. I know somebody in your life, whether it was your mother, your father, your grandpa, your grandma, somebody raised you better than that. You know? So if any of you were thinking stuff like that, think about the people who raised you and what they would think about you saying shit like that. And if they're the ones saying shit like that, then you're in real trouble, man. You need better support in your life if that's the case. It's just really sad. I don't like Joe Biden at all. I didn't like Obama at all. I don't wish any harm on either of them. And I damn sure don't wish harm on their supporters. Like, that's an alien concept to me. I know there's a lot of hypocritical Christians in the world, but I'm like an actual Christian. So, like, the idea of wishing harm on somebody for something like that is just unbelievable. I even have a hard time wanting pedophiles to die. I just want them to be caged and, you know, where they can't harm anybody, but we're talking about people who support someone you disagree with. Someone whose policies you most likely don't understand, and for some reason you think that makes them evil and their supporters evil, but really we're just talking about someone who supports someone you disagree with. And for that they deserve death? You think that makes them evil? Well then, look in the mirror. Which is what I'm about to say next. PlayStation keeps screwing this up. This would have been a lot easier this would have been a lot easier if I could have just recorded it like I meant to, and it actually recorded the whole thing, instead I keep having to go back and like repeat what I said. Anyway, about to tell you to look in the mirror. Then look in the mirror, man, because you're officially doing something just as evil. So, I just don't know what else to say. Sorry, this is not really a normal Fortnite video, obviously. This is a me venting video. But like, I just wish people would not be that evil. That's so weird. I know there are evil people in the world, but I thought they're like serial killers and stuff. Not just normal people who would celebrate the death of a firefighter. That shit does not compute. I'm really stunned about it. Like, I knew some regular people in the Middle East, whatever, like, probably celebrated 9/11. But I also kind of understood that, you know, they sort of have the reasons in comparison. This is not that. This is not even close to that. It's a really sick situation, to be honest. The whole thing. And that would be like what I would say even if most of what you thought was true was actually true. But what's crazy is most of it's not. And the misinformation in the media is absolutely insane. I've been a Trump supporter since 2015. Surprise, if you didn't know that and you don't like it, go away, I don't care. Or, you know, as long as you can, or if you can be a normal human being and accept that I have disagreements with you, then stay all you want. But if you can't handle someone disagreeing with you, there's the door, buddy. You know where the X on the button is. And I won't read any negative comments longer than it takes me to block them, so don't bother. And let me just tell you something. As someone who has been supporting the Don since 2015, like 99% of the shit people say about him is not true, that's what makes it really, really crazy. It's, what are you talking about? The next Hitler? What are you talking about? In what way? You think he's going to commit an actual Holocaust? Of who? Who? Do you know what Hitler, do you even know what Hitler did? He massacred millions of people. Okay? Genocided. Tortured. Be specific. This is the one negative comment I would read if you are intelligent enough to do it. What exactly, specifically, has got you calling Donald Trump Hitler? Because you gotta justify that shit. Otherwise, you're just talking absolute nonsense. I can guarantee one thing, he's not planning on exterminating anybody just for their race. He's not planning on killing 7 or 8 million people. Or, I'm sorry, was it 10 or 11? He's not planning on killing millions of people at all. You might not like his stance on illegal immigrants, but he's not planning on massacring them. Okay? He would like to deport a lot of them and make them come back legally, something I completely agree with. because I've seen what illegal immigration has done to this country, and I've seen my brother was once nearly killed by an illegal immigrant, and the cops wouldn't even arrest the dude in a car accident because they didn't want the trouble of the paperwork. They were like, oh, well, we didn't see him drive, even though he's the only guy standing next to a car and doesn't have a license. But so, I mean, I've seen what illegal immigration can do, and I want them to be deported in most cases. And I've known some really cool illegal immigrants as well. But you have to come into the country legally. That's just the way it is. And either way, nobody's talking about murdering them. Okay? Nobody's talking about genociding them. So where's the Hitler comparison coming from? Is it because he wants to leave abortion to the states? Which, by the way, he doesn't even want to outright ban abortion. He just wants to leave it to the states, which means the states can choose. So, like, is that it? You think enough women are going to die due to a lack of abortions that it justifies calling him Hitler? Because I don't know if you remember his first term, but he was the least... he was actually the president who was in the least number of wars out of my entire lifetime, and I'm almost 40. So, like, the death count under Trump was really low. How do you justify that Hitler comparison, guys? It doesn't make sense. Anyway, I really hope most of the people who watch my videos are decent human beings that don't wish death on people. Because I can promise you, even if you're not, I don't wish death on you. Seriously, for the record, do my Fortnite videos mess up this damn often? I have to confess I don't normally go back and watch them all the way through, but this is crazy how much is messing up. And when I'm trying to make a point, it's really frustrating. So in this little section that got deleted out thanks to PlayStation's recording, I said something along the lines of, even if you were a disgusting person, you're still somebody who has family. You're still, maybe your mom's not disgusting, maybe your dad's not disgusting. Why would I want their son to die or their daughter to die, I mean, so at the very least, you're someone who has people who love you. That's one reason not to wish death on somebody, just for reasons you disagree with them for, Might not be disgusting. So that's why you don't just wish death on somebody for disagreeing with them. And let alone the fact that you're a human being with thoughts and feelings, It just doesn't even compute to me, guys. It really doesn't. Like I said, even someone like Biden. Man, I want Biden to go away into retirement. Not for one, because he's a horrible president, two, because I don't think he's physically fit for office anymore. Like, mentally, like, forget the fact that you think Trump's crazy. I mean, like, literally Biden's can't even finish the sentence. So, but like, I want him to be happy in retirement. And God, I wish they could find a nice anti-dementia drug for him and make his retirement nice and comfortable. I don't want the dude to suffer, and I definitely don't want him to die. Not of anything but old age, peacefully in his bed, with a cock around, with a mouth around his cock, like they said in Game of Thrones. Because he's a human being. What else? Like, what are you talking about? And the same is true of Trump. And if you can't understand that, you need to do a lot of soul searching. Or some people put it, you need Jesus. And I am praying really hard for everybody in this country, especially those such vile, evil thoughts. Because, man, we all need it right now. And people with those kind of thoughts, they really need it. If you have... I don't even want to bother mentioning the fact that you would go to hell for thinking stuff like that, because you probably don't believe in God, and that's beside the point. It's more about the fact that even in this world, imagine there's no heaven. I mean, it's easy if you try, because even in this world, you can make this world a better place by being a decent person, not wishing death on others, even when you disagree with them. It's really possible, dude. People talk about taking the high ground. It's something you really can do. You can be the bigger person. And just because you aren't happy with the politician, you could be the guy who chooses not to wish death on them when they might wish death on you. It's just a thought. Anyway. Anyway, it's good for it to end that way because it's not a normal match. I really hope you guys consider what I said, and if you don't, I wanted to say it anyway. Peace.